Would you believe it if I told you that cigarette smoking for Wisconsin high school students decreased from 10.7% to 4.7% between 2014 and 2018? That's amazing, right? Except now there's this new thing for kids, vaping. During the same time period we saw the decrease in cigarette smoking, we saw a rapid increase in e-cigs or vaping from 7.9% to 20.1%. Vaping is suggested to be a safer alternative to cigarette smoking, but what research shows is that it has the same chemicals and additives as cigarettes and just as harmful to our kids' health. As I was interviewing Miss Julie Beaver, Indian Head Community Action Agency's Director of Prevention Services, about vaping and what people really know about vaping, I was surprised to learn that our kids are using these products, have no idea what's really in them. Many think it's just flavored water vapors, and that's exactly what manufacturers want them to believe. We all have kids, grandkids, or kids we spend so much time with that they might as well be our kids, right? Our job as parents is to help educate our kids and help them make the right choices in life. How can we do this if we are just as ignorant about vaping as our kids are? We allow our kids to know more about things like vaping than we do. Vaping is just as harmful to our youth as cigarettes, and as parents, we must educate ourselves and our kids on the negative health impacts that it has on them. With so many trends coming and going, you may ask yourself, what is vaping? Well, I'll help you get an idea of what vaping is and how it's different from tobacco cigarettes. According to the Center on Addiction, vaping is the act of inhaling and exhaling the aerosols, often referred to as vapor, which is produced by an e-cigarette or a similar device. In the late 2000s, when e-cigs first hit the market, there was a lot of optimism that these little devices would help people quit smoking or at least be a healthier alternative to cigarettes. It was a way to provide the addictive chemical nicotine without harmful effects of the rest of the cigarette. E-cigs don't contain tobacco products and they don't involve the burning of any substance like regular cigarettes do. Instead, vaping devices are filled with a liquid that contains nicotine. There are several different vaping devices on the market, but the most popular one used by middle school and high school students is the Juul. The Juul is small and sleek, but strangely enough, looks like a USB flash drive. This device the design wasn't on accident, and it was meant to be discreet. So according to catch.org, out of all the electronic nicotine devices used for vaping, Juul now accounts for 72% of the market share of vaping products. This is due to the increased popularity over the last several years. The unique design of Juul, these handy e-cigs, can now be plugged right into your teen's computer using a USB port to charge the battery so the device can be used at any time. Now we know a little bit more about vaping and the devices that can be used. Let's find out if there are any health effects to vaping. Vaping is designed to help people quit smoking or be a healthier alternative to smoking cigarettes. But the liquid used in vaping devices has some of the same harmful chemicals found in cigarettes. Vaping is not harmless, and even though you're not lighting up and inhaling the same chemicals from tobacco cigarettes, you're inhaling harmful ingredients found in the liquid pods of vaping devices, which can have serious health concerns for our youth. The liquid pods contained in e-cigs contain cancer-causing chemicals, heavy metals, and almost always contain addictive compound nicotine. If you research a Juul pod, which as I mentioned earlier is the most popular with 72% of the market share on vaping devices, it actually contains the same amount of nicotine as a full pack of cigarettes. That's 20 cigarettes. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, when they asked teens what's in their e-cig, 66% thought that it was just flavored water. Teens don't understand what's in the liquid that they're inhaling. Nicotine is an addictive chemical found in cigarettes and e-cigs. Studies have proven that our kids' brains are not fully developed until the age of 25. Using nicotine in adolescence can harm the parts of the brain that control attention, learning, mood, and impulse control. And trust me, if you've raised teens, they don't need any help altering their moods. Based on the research of the National Academies, each time a new memory is created or a new skill is learned, stronger connections are built between brain cells. Kids' brains build connections faster than adults' brains. Nicotine changes the way these connections are formed, interfering with the brain's sensitive pleasures and rewards feedback loop. Because of this, nicotine in teens may also increase the risk for future addiction to other drugs. Not only does the nicotine possess harmful effects on our kids' brain development, but the other chemicals found in the e-cigs can cause serious damage to their bodies. A large number of these chemicals have serious health concerns, including cancer, lung disease, and heart disease. The American Academy of Pediatrics identified a recent study that found 5 cancer-causing toxins in 16-year-olds who inhaled e-cigarette vapors. The New England Journal of Medicine conducted a study and found that some e-cigarettes release formaldehyde, a possible carcinogen when heated and inhaled. If studies and research identify the significant health concerns for our kids and how these vaping devices and e-cigs how can they be a healthier option to smoking than that of traditional tobacco cigarettes? It's not. Even though tobacco companies know vaping is not a way to quit smoking or a healthier alternative to tobacco cigarettes, they continue to push their product onto kids. Tobacco companies know kids love sweet, fruity flavors, and not all kids research products prior to trying them. As parents, this is where we step in. Parents can help kids maneuver through the dangerous fields of lies they see and hear all around them. But parents must take action when it comes to protecting our kids from these harmful products. I asked Julie Beaver, Director of Prevention Services for Indian Head Community Action Agency, how parents can get involved and take action to protect their kids. Her response was simple. Parents need to make themselves aware and not wait for their kids to possibly ask them questions about vaping or other drugs and alcohol use. Julie suggested just having an open conversation with your kids can have a huge impact. Since the advertisements are everywhere, on the radio, on TV ads, billboards, and in many cases like gas stations, the products are right there on the counter and at eye level of our kids. The opportunities are endless. And because vaping products have fun flavors like grape, cherry, and creme brulee, kids are super curious and parents need to know more about the harmful trends of this product. A partnership for drugfreekids.org also suggests that parents must research these trends so we can equip our kids with the same information. They also suggest we tell our kids what our expectations are and when it comes to vaping and smoking. If our kids know we don't approve of the product or the behavior, chances are they won't either. In conclusion, vaping is just as dangerous to our kids' health. It's not a harmless device that helps people quit smoking or is a healthier alternative to smoking. Now that you know more about vaping and the harmful effects on our kids' brain and bodies, as parents, it's time for us to take action, make ourselves more familiar with these products, and be aware of the dangers around us and have those uncomfortable but healthy conversations with our kids. Remember, over 20% of our Wisconsin high schoolers are vaping. Parents, please take an opportunity to talk with your kids over dinner, in the car, on the way home from a ball game, or when you see the ad on TV enticing them to get a Juul in green apple flavor. We have to help our kids make better choices for themselves.